Good morning, good morning, good morning. How is everyone doing today? How is everyone doing today? Once again, this is Gregory Wiles coming live to you from Houston, Texas, with his inspirational morning walk. It's inspirational morning walk. For first-time listeners, I used to just get some exercise in the morning and I would just drop some words of wisdom, whatever God inspired me to talk about that day. I will just share the knowledge with you. I'll be on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 7:30 Central Time. That's the time here in Texas, and that's at 8:30 Eastern Time. 8:30 Eastern Time. So whatever time zone you're on, just check it out and see. But I'm on 7:30 Central Time, which is 8:30 Eastern. I know the folks in New York, most parts of the Caribbean, I think they're on that Eastern Time, which is 8:30 your time. Jillian, good morning. Good morning. How are you doing? Thanks for watching. But yes, I'm out here trying to get some exercise in. You can see the clouds back there. It's a little cloudy today. And you know the time change coming up pretty soon. I think it's November 1st, right? Where we can get some more sunlight in the morning. Sunset is taking a little long to come up now because it's that time of the year. But daylight saving time is coming up. So good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Hey. All right, I'm going to get into it today, guys. I'm going to get into it. Today is one of those days. What I have to say is, I guess someone out there really need to hear this. Someone out there probably really waiting for what I have to say today, because I had over the weekend, I think, I was thinking what I'm going to do. I got to wait for the inspiration. I had about 3 or 4 things prepared, and none of them felt right. None of them felt right. None of them. Up to last night, none of them felt right. And I know if it don't feel right, that is not what I should be doing. It got to feel right, right? So when I get up this morning, I got up at 6 o'clock. I said, God, what you want me to tell the people today? Because everything I have prepared here, it's not feeling right. So then he told me, okay, this is what I want you to say. I want you to tell people, let me lead your way. Let God lead your way. Let God lead your way. So somebody probably trying to make a decision right now, and they need to hear this, right? So Proverbs 3:6, Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. It says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make straight your path, right? In all your ways. Audrey, thanks for checking in, Audrey. He said, lean not to your own understanding, right? Let me read it again. Proverbs 3, 5 through 6. It said, trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your path straight. Then in Jeremiah 29:11, he says, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope, guys. So I don't know who's waiting on this, but I'm going to tell you, he said, lean not on your own understanding. I can remember Barack Obama, a former president, he said when he first got elected to the Senate, this was like a custom there when it's a freshman senator, they send you to see, they send you to go and look at this, talk to this senior senator who was there for years. So Dexter Garnett, Tessa, Jennifer, thank you guys for watching. Yeah, so with a customer, they said you have to go and see this senior senator, because he was a Republican. Barack Obama was a Democrat, but he was a Republican. But this guy had so much of wisdom, so they advised all the freshman senators to go and just meet with him before, they officially get started in the new role. So he said when he went for the meeting, all the guy did is hold up the law book, the book of the laws of the country, and then he hold up the Bible, and he said, any decisions you have to make, let these 2 books be your guide. Let these 2 books, the laws and the Bible, he said, let these 2 books be your guide, and you cannot go wrong. You can be successful in your job. And he said that was it. The meeting was over. He said that was it. He said, yes, that's it. There's no more I need to tell you. If you let the laws of the land and God laws lead you in any decision you're making, you cannot go wrong. And he said the meeting lasted about 5 minutes, and that was it. That was all the wisdom he gave. But that's all the wisdom we need. That is all the wisdom we need. Let him lead our part, right? Let him lead our part. And one more is Psalms 119, 105. Say, your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. So I'll give you an example, guys. I talk from my own experience this morning. I talk from my own experience, right? I can remember when I first started out, I'd give you the people who listen often will know. When I first started out my business here, it took me a year before I go off, because he's leading me to go off into and do my own thing, right? And I was like, man, questioning him, man, this is the right thing for me to do, how I can support my family. This business is not to the stage where it can take care of that. He said, go. And I could tell you guys, the nice job I had, all of a sudden it started to get rough. It's just started to get rough, right? My boss started turning against me, and long story short, because he was pushing me out, I took a year, and I was going back and forth, reading my Bible. And I was in Matthew that morning, and I lost my page. And then I said, God, if you telling me to do this, just give me a sign. Give me a word that's you telling me to do this, right? And then when I opened the Bible that morning, just trying to find the page where it went straight to Matthew 6, right? Do not worry, right? Do not worry. If you read the whole thing, he's saying, I feed the birds and the bees. I'm going to take care of you. You're not more important than them. And I said, what? You answer me so quickly? And then one thing, I was reading a book I had in the house for years, and his men telling their stories. And one guy had caught me, the final straw. He said he was a great, I think, a writer, and his family was pushing him to go into writing, and he was the same thing. He was back and forth, he's not sure. And then when he did went into it, he was successful. And at the end of it, he said, if God is asking you to do something, you go ahead and do it. And you'll be surprised where you are in 12 months. And I felt, sometimes when you're reading something, I think that guy was talking directly to me. I think he was just pointing his hands at me and telling me that, because I was struggling with that same answer, right? So long story short, I went ahead and did it. And he talked about there in faith when the Israelites go to the Jordan River. It was at the highest stage of the banks, and God telling me, you got to step into it before it opened. You got to step. I'm not going to part it. You got to have faith and step into it, and then it's going to open, right? So long story short, that's what did it for me, and I went off. But I want to give you an example of what a particular contract I had that really started me out. I went, and on paper, I was just started out. I didn't have the experience to get this type of contract, right? I didn't have the experience. The company didn't have the experience. I did, but the company didn't. And people want to make sure the company can stand, And so when I was going to this, what you call a site visit, before, they explain everything about what's the expectation of the contract and everything, I was in the car with my salesperson. I said, are you a Christian? You mind? Because I want to pray and thank God for this. I felt you want to give this to me, and I just want to thank him for it. So he said, no problem. I'm fine with that. So I just said, God, I know I don't have the experience. Our company don't have the experience, but I want to thank you for this, for giving me this contract. Thank you for giving it to me, because I know it's only you can give this to me, right? And I said a little prayer, and I thank him for it, and I acknowledge him, right? So, and then I went in there. Anyhow, long story short, I got it, right? I got it. A lot of people were surprised, but I got it. But the part where I really want to get to let you know, a year after that, I lost the contract, right? I had the next bit of loss. And then I asked the guy the day, I said, man, tell me the truth, because most of these companies go on low bids, right? They go on low bids, right? And I asked him, I said, tell me the truth. Was I the lowest bidder last year when I won this contract? He said, Gregory, I don't even want to get into that conversation. He said, no, you weren't. You weren't even the second, not a third, not a fourth. I said, so how it happened? He said, 5 of us, because we had to present 5 bids. So 5 people are looking at it, and I know if anyone, you guys know the process. So 5 of them look at all the information and then decide who's the best to score. I'll score you with points, each part of the thing, your pricing, your experience and all, and they give you points, right? Well, we had to prepare the bid in 2 parts, 2 different numbers, 1 number for this and the next number for that, and they were supposed to add those 2 numbers up to get your final bid. But he said 5 of them sit in the same room with their own packet in front of them and make the same mistake. 5 of them made the same mistake, because the one particular number, remember it tells two sets of numbers we had to prepare, 1 set of number for labor, next set of number for God hid 1 set of the numbers from them. It's right in front of them, but he hid that number, and all of them came up with the same total, which is only the one set of numbers for one part of the bid. So when the do tally up, I came out to be the lowest bidder and got the contract. So he said he don't know how that happened. I don't know how that happened. 5 of us made the same mistake. I said, I know what happened, right? So I'm just trying to tell you, when God trying to tell you to do something, just like the Israelites, he said, you step first and then I'm going to open the river. You step, I'm going to open it. I can't tell you, but you got to step in faith and I'm going to open it. So he can do things like I'm saying. He's the king, and he has responsibility to take care of us, and he can do stuff in so many ways that we can't even fathom how we can do things. I could have never imagined that something like that would have happened, right? So if he's telling you to do something and putting it on your heart, I'm here to tell you, somebody needs to hear this, struggling with this decision. You go ahead and trust him and do it. And the part of that story is not even over yet, right? And when after he told me that, I said, God, just thank you. If you didn't give this to me, I didn't have it to. I felt so good. I just lost, and I said, thank you, God. If you didn't give it to me, I didn't have it to lose. And by the time I go back to my car and sitting there, the guy called me and said, Gregory, are you still in property? Come back in my office. I said, what? I said, God, what are you about to do now? He said, you know what? I don't know, but the people who got this contract can't do it, and you were second in line. Would you mind holding on and just doing a little extension? And long story short, I did it, and I had that stuff for about years more after that. You see? I didn't get upset when he took it from me, because I acknowledged him, and he said, acknowledge me in all your ways, right? Then he can make your path straight. I acknowledge him. I didn't really had all the full knowledge I had now, but I had enough to know. I was now starting out on this, journey that I'm on, really getting into it seriously. And because I didn't get upset, I said, thank you. If you didn't give it to me, I would have never had it to lose. So I just want to thank you for it. And he gave it back to me for a number of years after that. So I'm just saying, God works in so much of mysterious ways. My miracle may not be your miracle. Your miracle might be totally different, right? Because that's the miracle, right? 5 people make the same mistake, the numbers right in front of them, and he had one set of numbers from all of them. So I'm saying, if he's asking you to do something, you go ahead and do it. You have to trust in him. You got to know if he's asking you to do this thing. Go ahead and whatever it is, right? Because he said he knows the plans he has for us. He knows the plans he has for us. So what he's asking you to do right now is a part of his plan. And you may not see how it's going to work, but he's saying step, just like the Israelites. They didn't know how the river would have opened, but he said you have to make that first step. And then I'm going to act. I mean, you trust me, right, guys? So I want to say, whoever's waiting for this, go ahead. If he's asking you to do something, deep down in your heart, he's asking you to do something, but you're questioning how it's going to happen, how it's going to survive, where I can get this from, where I can get that from. He's saying, you leave that to me. I know the plan I have for you guys. So he's saying, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge him, and he will make your path straight, guys. So I just want to encourage you, if he's asking you to do something, go ahead and do it. Your miracle might be totally different from my miracle, but you just know he has your back. He has your back. All right, guys, so have a great, great day, and we will talk again on Wednesday, guys. See you. Bye.